What do you guys think about the Modern Family sweep? This show has done really well, but it's really dominated the past 2 years at these main awards.
I think it could. I think it could keep it up. I'm not exactly sure. It's sort of a season-to-season thing for Modern Family, I think, because even after the second season, a lot of fans, there was like this sort of small backlash where it's like, oh, it wasn't as good as the first season, although clearly Emmy voters didn't think so. But I don't think it will sweep like every single year. I don't think it'll pull a Frasier and win like 5 in a row.
But you know what? It just won 5 for 5 Sunday night. And that was very impressive because it won it didn't take a single loss all night in all these marquee categories. And as I made the rounds backstage and in the press area and in the lounge areas talking to a lot of these voters and Academy people and just media honchos, they kept this, they don't just like the show, they have this reverence for it. They think it's so amazing, so cool, which I don't get. I've never understood the appeal of this show. I haven't given it enough of a chance. Like, I finally buckled under The Office, I must say. But it's going to take something very new, different, and different, just special to beat this thing.
Yeah. We saw 30 Rock was just continuing to win until Modern Family came along. I think definitely Parks and Rec, if they have a good or an even better season, they could perhaps build the momentum for next year, possibly. But of returning, I think they're going to need something maybe new to beat Modern Family, perhaps. Someone's gone, Ferguson, O'Neill and Vergara can all win in the next 2 years. Do we think we could perhaps see the whole Modern Family cast win, because now they've had 3 of their adult cast members take home Emmys?
And they're all going to keep getting nominated, and they're all going to have that multiple episode factor going for them, right, Daniel?
Yeah, I don't see them all winning, though. I mean, I'm not sure if there's been any show that has won for every single adult cast member of their, like, 6 cast members, especially when they're all competing in the same categories. I think it's probably more likely that maybe Eric Stone Street or Ty Burrell will double up. And if Sofia Vergara doesn't get better at submitting episodes, I mean, we could see Julie Bowen take that another year or again and again. So I don't see them all winning. I can see maybe 1 or 2 of them more winning.
Let's talk perhaps a bit about Mad Men. And Mad Men's sort of winning. It has joined that illustrious club of 4-time drama series winners. There are only the West Wing, LA Law, and Hill Street Blues are the only other show to do that. There's only about 4 that have won that many in the comedy side as well. So it's a very exclusive category. What do you guys think this is a worthy addition to that category? Is this a good thing for Emmy history? What do you think?
Absolutely. I think this is one of the great shows of our time, and the fact that it was able to surmount the problem it had this time of no new episodes airing during the voting period, which, of course, it had that as an advantage the previous 3 years, so it was top of mind with voters as they were checking off their ballots. But I think this show is, and I was telling Matt Weiner this before the Emmys, because actually, speaking of Mike Osceola, he had told Matt out on the red carpet that he's not going to win, and Matt was starting to have a nervous breakdown. And I said, "Well, and I was communicating to him even as much as a week or so before the show. Don't worry so much, because Mad Men has something that the Emmys consider just catnip, and that is an elitist appeal. If you look at the shows like The West Wing and LA Law and Frasier, they're all very elitist shows. Modern Family certainly is as well. And Hill Street Blues is probably an exception to that because it's literally a blue-collar show, but that was back in the days of judging panels, and it was the cool show of its day. Yeah. But Mad Men is stylistic, and it has snob appeal, and it's cool. It's very well written, and it's classy, and its classiness really helps.
I sort of view it as a bit of
something, I think. Because I mean, I walk around in New York, and I walk past Banana Republic, and they're copying the style. and you've got two network shows that are copying Mad Men now, which is the Playboy Club and Pan Am this season. And it just goes to show you how cool that show is in the industry, because I mean, they're copying a show that gets like 2 or 3 million viewers a week on cable and trying to put them on networks just because they're so enamored of the style. So I think it's definitely just tapped into a certain nostalgia and a certain glamour that they're really like interested in right now.
Yeah, I've really thought of Mad Men as sort of a West Wing meets Sopranos almost. You've got that sort of slow cable style on one level, but you've also got the important people walking around in suits, coming up with important ad campaigns and things. You sort of got that elite sort of types thing, but also the sort of very critically appealing cable, edgy sort ofness to it. And I think that's played well for it, because like when West Wing won their third Emmy, or maybe even when they won their second Emmy, definitely when they won their third Best Drama Series Emmys, critics were pulling their hair out, saying, "Oh, it to something new. We're so sick of the West Wing winning." We're not getting that response with Mad Men at all. I don't think. I think some people might be sick of it, and fair enough, but it's definitely not the outcry that we had when the West Wing was doing this about 10 years ago, or a bit less than 10 years ago. So it really... Yeah.
No, I think it might partly be because Mad Men, even though it's won Best Drama Series 4 years in a row, it hasn't been dominating everything the way like the West Wing was. Like Allison Janney won 4 times, won supporting actor every year. I mean, there's still so many areas where, I mean, nobody's won for directing. None of the actors have ever won. So there's still this feeling like they've awarded it every year, but yet there's still a certain feeling that it's overdue even.
Yeah. Now,
and there's no show alternative that we feel that it's being cheated. When the West Wing was romping, it was didn't it beat The Sopranos and things, and people were going, "Oh, come on." The
first season of 6 Feet Under too, which had a lot of critical buzz. Yeah, no, that's a very fair point. There's different circumstances. Mad Men, I think, and you might disagree with me here, Tom, every year they submit 6 great episodes to the judges. They're putting forward their best foot forward. I thought this year they submitted this, and some people might disagree with me on this, but they submitted for mine their 6 best episodes, and they were paired almost I'd say perfectly paired. When you're the front runner and you've won for the last couple of years in a row, you don't want to be making any mistakes, and Mad Men is not making mistakes in their submissions. And I just think if any voters are putting in a Boardwalk Empire tape and putting in a Mad Men tape, the Mad Men tapes are going to play better because they are very well chosen. Now, Tom, tell me a new one because you don't think tapes matter for drama series.
No, I don't. The voting process is so vastly different between the acting categories and series, where in acting, remember, it's between 50 and 70 voters looking at one episode, and they take their work very seriously because they're actors, and this is a craft to them, and it's what they do. So they actually watch these episodes, evaluate them, and they care a lot. But remember what happens in the series competition, and that is you ask everybody to watch 2 episodes of 6 nominees, 12 episodes. Now, and there isn't just a few number of voters, 50 to 70 with a vested interest in the peer group. You are dealing with as many as 900 to 1,000 voters in the series competition. You have 3 panels watching 2 episodes each, and I have a hunch. Every time I ask the voters themselves, "Do you watch all the episodes?" Of course, they go, "Oh yes, yes." I don't believe that for a minute. If it was me, I wouldn't be watching all of them. I think there is a laziness thing here. They have to sign an affidavit claiming that they watched it. But speaking of alternatives this year in Boardwalk Empire, they have the problem The Sopranos had, which is it's about thugs. Remember, Sopranos lost its first year. It ended up winning twice because we became involved in these characters and they grew on us, and it overcame that kind of thug problem with these voters who were very elitist. But I don't think we should write off Boardwalk down the line just because it's lost here now. But I think it had that problem.
Yeah, I think with Boardwalk, it did not have the buzz or the acclaim that The Sopranos had its first year. on the air. It definitely did not revolutionize TV the way The Sopranos did, and it took The Sopranos 5 seasons before they were able to win. Now, there's different factors at play now. Sopranos sort of started a very similar time to The West Wing starting, so it just kept on losing to The West Wing, where now Mad Men's already got 4 under its belt. It might start to sort of fade away a little bit. So there are different factors, but yeah, I think the Boardwalk, I would imagine, is going to have a bit of a tougher time than The Sopranos had to win. Unless it, it might next year have such an amazing season that the critics are going, doing backflips, but unless that happens, I think it's going to have a hard job at winning, but I definitely wouldn't rule it out ever happening. A couple of people asked in the chat room about Jon Stewart winning. What do you guys think? Jon Stewart has won again, 9 wins. He's getting close to doubling the amount David Letterman has won. He won about 5. So what?
I don't get it. I mean, his show is wonderful, and he's a part of me just loathes him, but part of me just thinks he's a genius, and he's a hero. Yeah. And he's just so important in the pop culture, the message he sends. Yeah. He's a warrior for the liberal cause. I think that's fantastic. Is he obnoxious? Absolutely. And sometimes I want to look at that screen and go, shut up! Stop taking yourself so seriously. But on the other hand, I think he's wonderful, and I'm glad he's screaming and carrying the torch. But boy, come on. Just sit it out 1 year, John. Let somebody else get this award. Come on, pull an Oprah already.
Yeah, he needs to get out of this category. And the goodwill for him is so strong that I think even after like 6 or 7 wins, people were like, "Yeah, that still makes sense." But by now, it's everyone is tired of it. And I can't remember who announced the category this year, but I remember she opened the envelope and it's like, "Yeah, it's the Daily Show," and it's just like even when the presenter is looking at it, it's just like, okay, whatever. Yeah, and he didn't even look happy to be up there to win. He looked like a glutton, and he knew it, and he just sort of wanted to sort of recoil almost.
Yeah, like I'm a huge fan of Stephen Colbert, and I just want to see him win this category at some point. So I guess last year, since Colbert had such a good tape and Stewart had such a bad one, I was probably angrier last year. Like this year, I don't think Colbert had a tape as good, and if anyone loses to Jon Stewart, if anyone beats Jon Stewart, it might be Jimmy Fallon, who I'm a bit less invested in personally. So I guess I wasn't as angry this year. I was sort of more, oh well, that was sort of expected. Where last year I was like pulling my hair out, but but I'm a bit sick of him winning too. It'd be nice to see someone else win. And there's so many great guys on variety TV at the moment, like. There's just so many great shows doing such a good job. Jimmy Kimmel's so funny. Jimmy Fallon's just doing really well. Stephen Colbert is always hilarious. It's a shame that it's not like it's a weak field. There's plenty of guys doing great shows.
I know, but Stewart's the only one who has a kind of seriousness. There is an importance to his message and what he's doing on that show, whereas Colbert's just being silly and goofy. He is a master at it. I think that man is immensely talented. He's so impressive, Colbert. To think that he does it every day, wow! And he just he goes right to the edge. He's fearless. He's almost as fearless as you are, Matt, in these videos where you sing off key your Glee anthem and stuff. You're pretty fearless. You as a comic performer know that, and he has got those same cojones. It's impressive.
Yeah, he's a better singer than me, Stephen Colbert. He's done a few duets on the show, and he's pretty good. I think he did a musical Christmas special once with, and that was great. Yeah. So, Amazing Race won again.
Yeah, Daniel, let me ask you what you think of the whole... How did Amazing Race win it? We thought if there was going to be any show that beats Top Chef, it would be Project Runway because of the HIV thing, and Amazing Race came back again. What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, I can't remember the last time in recent time where they've gone off a show and then come back to it. I really thought they were sort of off the Amazing Race bandwagon. And I don't think they submitted a great episode this year. I mean, The Amazing Race is the only show in the reality competition category that I really follow. And I remember that episode, and other than, one of the contestants jumping into the Ganges River, there's really nothing that special about the episode. So I'm not sure exactly why they went back to that this year.
I don't get it either.